When I first read the headline, "My husband is dying. How do I talk to him about it?" I felt a heartbeat skip in my chest. The story is about a woman who's whipped with the roller coaster of good news and bad news while caring for her partner who has terminal cancer. She's terrified that opening a conversation about end of life might make him think she's looking forward to his death. She's in a fight or flight mode for the past 3 years and is exhausted. She's also juggling a business she and her husband co-run, and she fears that shifting the focus from business to death will put him off. She calls Lori Gottlieb, a psychotherapist, for help. Gottlieb says she's glad the writer reached out because what she's describing is exactly what many people feel, a sense of isolation while watching someone they love die. She emphasizes that grief starts before death. In a marriage where one partner is seriously ill, both partners grieve during the illness. The grief is often expressed in ways that aren't obvious: anger, denial, avoiding doctor appointments, or distance. Gottlieb tells the writer to open with a dialogue that centers on grief, not business. By sharing her own feelings of loss, she can create a space where her husband feels safe to share his. She gives an example. Once a woman was treating a patient whose husband was dying of cancer. The husband had been loving Bilo but secretly grieved in silence. One evening he snapped at his wife because she wanted to show him a new experimental study. He raised his voice and said, "Can't we just have one night off from cancer?" The argument wasn't about the patient, it was about boundary. That confrontation is a symptom of hidden grief. Gottlieb explains that if we don't talk about our grief, we stay in silos. She encourages the writer to talk about how much time she has left and to ask her husband to think about how their business can continue together after he leaves the table, but to keep the conversation relaxed and framed around hope and gratitude. The therapist reassures her that asking how to talk about end of life doesn't signal that she wants him gone. Instead, it signals needed honesty and partnership. In closing, she reminds the writer that grief is so real that it can surface early, before the sick person is gone, and that altruistic openness preserves the bond. It's a tough conversation, but it can become one of the most loving moments in a marriage. That's the key takeaway. Thank you for listening, and I hope you find the courage to have that conversation. If you're struggling, reach out to a professional who can help guide you through the ups and downs of grief.